All right. Welcome, everyone. This place looks decently packed. This reminds me of our first product launch, Quatt Hybrid, almost 3 years ago. We had 7 attendees, 7 people from the Tweakers Forum. So I guess things have changed. Also, welcome to everyone online. I think we have at least this crowd online as well in the live stream, so welcome to those people as well. Thanks for following today. I hope you're all as excited as we are. Maybe to my colleagues, are we excited? And did we work hard for this day? Are we proud? Well, I know I'm proud. Proud to be able to work with so many talented colleagues every day, creating the products that we've created. Don't forget, a company is its mission and the people that execute it. So again, feeling very proud today. Now let me introduce myself. My name is Bas Flipse. I'm a co-founder and the COO of Quatt. Tonight, we are going to have a look at the future of home energy. But first, let's make a trip down memory lane. In 2021, we founded Quatt with a mission. And that mission was to accelerate the energy transition with sustainable home energy for all. And here's why. Today, most people are aware and agree that climate change is a man-made problem, that it is one of the biggest challenges we are faced with, that we should solve it. But did you also realize that the energy we consume back at home is actually one of the biggest drivers, that it's one of the biggest emitters of CO2? Over 15% of all CO2 emissions in Europe are related to the buildings we live and work in. That's more than all of flying and all of shipping combined. Therefore, we need to decarbonize our homes by electrifying them, getting the fossil fuels out. The good news is, electrifying our homes is very well possible with the right products. And today, we are going to introduce to you not 1, not 2, but 6 new products. These products will accelerate the electrification and thus the decarbonization of your homes. Before announcing those products, let's first have a look at what we've achieved so far. With our first product, Quatt Hybrid, we've revolutionized the heat pump industry in less than 2 years. We've made heat pumps beautiful, easy to install, and low noise. We were the first that provided software updates over the air to make your heat pump better, even after its installation. We've made an app to give you insights and control over what's actually happening with the heat pump. But most importantly, we lowered the prices to make them accessible to all. With this, we set the benchmark for modern hybrid heat pumps. We changed the industry and made a huge positive impact for the environment. There is also something we did not do. We did not burn 16.1 million cubics of gas. And because of that, our customers saved 10 million euros on their energy bill, proving that sustainable energy doesn't need to be costly. And last but not least, we prevented 18.7 million kilograms of CO2 from being emitted into the atmosphere. That's more than 120 fully loaded commercial jetliners flying from Amsterdam to New York. And with every incremental heat pump that we install, the rate at which we save CO2 goes faster and faster. Obviously, this is a numbers game. And we could not have achieved this without our customers. So I'm wondering, are there any customers in the audience tonight? I figured. I would like to take this opportunity to thank you. Thank you for your trust in our product, especially in the early days. Thank you for supporting us over the years. We are grateful for this. We also partnered with leading organizations in the Netherlands. Vereniging Eigen Huis, the Homeowners Association, Centraal Beheer Achmea, Eneco, Rabobank, Budget Thuis, HomeQGo, and many others. We also started working with social housing corporations, because 2.4 million of the homes in the Netherlands are owned by corporations. If we don't decarbonize those houses, we will never fully transition to sustainable home energy for all. So I think there's even a moral obligation in there. So to give you an idea, we helped Boex, a social housing corporation in Utrecht, to renovate an entire street with Quatt hybrids. And we are in talks with many others to also help them make their housing stock more sustainable. We are very proud of what we've achieved so far, but this is also just the start of our journey. We've installed 15,000 heat pumps, but there are 8 million homes in the Netherlands. There are 200 million homes in Europe. So there's still a lot of work to be done. To share a vision on the future of home energy, I would like to ask to the stage my brother, Marijn, co-founder and CEO of Quatt.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. What an honor to be here. We have worked so hard to get to this point to show you all these great products that we've built in the past years. I'm super excited to share with you the future of home energy. So the energy transition in our homes tends to happen in phases. The first phase is sustainable energy generation. Since the early 2000s, we started installing a lot of solar panels on our roofs. These generate a large part of the energy we consume in our homes every day. This is what I would call the first phase of the energy transition, generating sustainable energy. And this is going extremely well. Driven by cheap solar panels, every year we outperform the predictions that are made about solar growth in the world. And the Netherlands is also doing really well in this regard. We have the highest rates of solar in Europe. But generating sustainable energy is just one part of the equation. We also need to be able to consume it in a sustainable way. That is what we call phase 2 of the home energy transition. And this is what Quatt is all about. So we need two things to make this phase 2 really successful. The first thing is sustainable heating and cooling. 70% of the energy we use in our homes is used for heating and cooling. So we need to make this sustainable. And we need to do it a lot faster than we're currently doing. 3 times faster to be precise. Because if we look at the 8 million homes in the Netherlands, we are transitioning currently with about 100,000 homes per year. So at this rate, it takes 80 years to reach net zero. While we should already be there in 2050, according to the European binding legislation. And if you ask me, I would rather do it sooner than later. Then the second component that we need is energy storage. There is one problem with wind and solar energy. Sometimes there's way too much of it, and sometimes there's too little of it. So it's simple, we need to store energy. It's energy that we generate during the day and use at night or the other way around. Today, we are going to show you our solutions for this. And we're starting with storage. We are announcing Quatt Home Battery, a slim, integrated, and powerful battery that will accelerate storage in the Netherlands. So when working on a home battery, we looked at the many batteries that are already on the market today and asked ourselves, what can we improve to accelerate storage? This is what we saw on the batteries that are on the market today, on the hardware side. Most batteries are clunky square boxes that take a lot of space, but you want them to take as little space as possible. They often have separate inverters, making them use even more space. And while on the website this might look good, in reality, it's a lot of cables, mounting features, plasterboard. It doesn't look nice. And talking about looks, they look so uninspiring. They really need some love. And that's where we come in. So I'm proud to show you, for the first time, Quatt home battery. So, I guess you liked it. So, let me tell you a little bit more about the hardware. It's an integrated design, so there's no additional inverters, cables. It is all built in. It is super slim. It's just 21 centimeters thick, and it can be mounted flush against the wall, so it doesn't take a lot of space. And lastly, if it's a Quatt product, it should be beautiful. So beautiful that you should be able to accept it in your living room. That's the benchmark. In the Quatt app, you can see your battery charge, what the battery is currently doing, and of course, track your earnings. Let's talk about more details. The battery, home battery, is made together with Alpha ESS, which is one of the leading manufacturers of batteries in the world. And we really wanted to work with the best partners in the world to ensure that the battery is super durable and safe. One of the cool things about home battery is that it has a backup port. Unfortunately, the expectation is that more and more blackouts will occur in the future. And with the backup port, you can keep your essential devices up and running. In the future, we will also support full off-grid mode, so you can power your entire home with your battery. And for that, you need a lot of capacity. So that's why home battery goes up to 46 kilowatt hours of capacity. So it can power your house over a week without changing your behavior. It's also very powerful. It charges and discharges at a rate of 10 kilowatts, which is top of the market. It is a modular battery, so the modules that you can see are about 3.8 kilowatt hours, so you can stack modules with that size. And of course, it supports over-the-air updates. So if you look at home battery standalone, it can power your home when there's a blackout. But to maximize your savings and enable a sustainable grid, we need two more important elements: a dynamic energy contract and smart energy software to make the best decisions for you. Therefore, tonight, we are introducing Quatt Energy. Quatt Energy is a dynamic contract with 100% sustainable energy from the Netherlands. It offers dynamic energy prices that you will get without any margins. That's right, we make no margins on the energy we sell. And with that, that makes us fully committed to ensure that you save as much energy and CO2 as possible, aligning Quatt Energy with our mission. And of course, it also comes with an app, the Quatt Energy app, giving you all the insights that you need. It has the same beautiful design and ease of use that you're hopefully used to from Quatt. And with Quatt Energy, you have the perfect dynamic energy contract to make your home battery really useful. But like I said, there's also a second thing that you need to make your battery useful, and that is smart energy software. So before I'm going to tell you what we came up with, let's first look on what is on the market today. Most batteries do one or two things well. Some focus on the self-consumption of solar energy. Some play with dynamic prices. And others focus on stabilizing the grid, all in an attempt to make a profit for the owner. But we think you shouldn't have to choose between these strategies. Your software should be able to pick the best strategy for you that is available at that time. So you want to consume your own solar energy, and at the same time, you want to buy and store energy when it's cheap and sell it back to the grid when the prices are high. And at the same time, you want to help stabilize the grid and get paid for that. And you want to do all of these things simultaneously. And to do that, we are introducing the most advanced energy management system that is on the market today. And we call it Energy OS. The goal of Energy OS is simple. Maximize your savings while enabling a sustainable grid. And it won't surprise you, Energy OS will power home battery. But it doesn't stop there. In the future, Energy OS will power all of Quatt's products, including those announced today. So let me show you how Energy OS works. First of all, it monitors and predicts your solar production based on weather forecasts, the amount of solar panels you have, and your historic data. And based on this, it maximizes the use of your solar energy, so you don't have to worry about getting nothing in return for your solar energy. Or even worse, that you have to pay to deliver your solar energy back to the grid. That's what no one wants. And then secondly, being a dynamic energy contract, with Quatt Energy being a dynamic energy contract, energy prices go up and down throughout the day. But Energy OS can use that to your advantage. You charge your battery when energy is cheap or even negative, and you sell it back to the grid when prices are high. This lowers your effective electricity price and therefore saves you money. And then lastly, Energy OS helps stabilize the grid. So I need to explain that a little bit. Traditionally, when the energy balance in the grid is off, gas power plants are turned on to restore the balance. But with Energy OS managing all of Quatt's batteries and later other products, there will be a lot of capacity available to help stabilize the grid with sustainable energy and prevent these gas power plants from turning on. And this happens all in a matter of seconds, so it's really hard to predict. Energy OS monitors the grid balance in real time and instantly decides if it should act or not. And all of this will happen without you even noticing it. And the best thing is, when it acts, you'll get paid for it. So, most energy management systems do one or two of these things at the same time. But Quatt Energy OS does all of these three things at the same time. Every second of the day, it calculates what is the most optimal step that it can take, and then, of course, it takes that step for you. And thereby, you're never dependent on one strategy only. So with Energy OS, we're going to help you reduce your electricity bill and reduce carbon emissions by using as much sustainable energy on the grid as possible. Now, let's go back to our home battery, because there's one more thing I'm eager to tell you. It comes with the best software, powered by Energy OS. It also comes with the best hardware. But there's one more game-changing fact. It is also the most affordable integrated battery that you can buy today. It starts as low as 390 euros per kilowatt hour for a 3-phase powerful battery. It's fully integrated and installed, and of course it comes with Energy OS. For most people, the bigger batteries will financially be more attractive because Energy OS will be able to make more money with it. And all of our batteries are available in 3-phase, but the smaller range of the batteries is also available in single-phase. And with that, we are able to install it in every home in the Netherlands, also if you don't have solar panels. So, you can buy home battery today. Installations will start in a matter of weeks. So, storage is one of the key elements of the energy transition phase 2, like I said. And our home battery allows you to store electricity. But there's more. You can also store energy in the form of heat. And that brings us to all electric. So where hybrid saves you up to 80% of gas, Our electric takes that to 100%, so you can get rid of your gas boiler. And the nice thing about our system is that it's modular, so you can start with hybrid, use that for a couple of years, and when the timing is right for you, you get rid of your gas boiler and you replace it with all electric. You can also move directly from your gas boiler in one step to fully electric heating, whatever works for you. So what makes our all-electric so unique? Well, traditional all-electric systems have a big water tank that contains a few hundred liters of hot water, and that is used for showering. Quatt all-electric is the only system on the market that uses this water tank for both showering and heating. So, in essence, that gives you 4 kilowatt of extra heating power on top of your heat pump outside. And this means you can go all-electric with a smaller outdoor unit than with traditional systems. There's no need to overspec your system for these 1 or 2 very cold days in the year, and that saves you a lot of money. So, because this water tank of ours stores so much energy in the form of heat, we are calling it heat battery. And heat battery is charged or discharged by heat charger. So, in the Quatt app, you can always see how many shower minutes you still have available. It's real handy. No one likes a cold shower, I guess. So, in the future, heat battery will also be able to work with Energy OS to lower your heating cost even further. So then it works the same as with a normal battery. It charges the heat battery when prices are low, and it discharges the heat battery when prices are high. So your heat pump outside doesn't have to turn on. And all of this, of course, happens without any compromises on comfort. It's the same hot shower, the same warm home. The only difference is that we are doing it in a smarter way, and therefore at a lower price and more sustainable. And like with all our products, and this hopefully won't surprise you, we think design is very important, also for all electric. So let me show you a video of what it looks like in detail. So here it is. So this is the serial production version of all electric. And it is a futuristic device, but this is not a futuristic outlook. We are already installing all electric systems today at customers' home. So the people behind me are already enjoying some nice and sustainable showers today. The first batches are already sold out, but we're going to further scale up installations this summer. So if you order today, you can still enjoy 100% gas-free home this winter. But talking about heat, today it's the 6th of May, so temperatures are rising. What about cooling? As we stated earlier, to make the second phase successful, we need 2 things: sustainable storage and sustainable heating and cooling. And cooling is becoming more and more important every year. And here's why. Summers are getting hotter every year due to climate change. The second thing is that we are insulating our homes every year better. So that is nice in winter because it keeps the warmth inside, but that also works in summer. So in summer, our houses are getting warmer. The good news is, and this is the third reason, that in summer, cooling is basically free because when the sun shines, it's hot, but it's also generating a lot of free electricity with our solar panels. And that is basically free energy, so we can use that for cooling. So cooling makes a lot of sense today. But what does it look like today? Well, the honest answer is that cooling sucks quite a bit at this moment. You basically have 3 options, and they all have major downsides. The first one is a mobile air conditioner. It's ugly, it's really noisy, and extremely inefficient. We must admit it's quite cheap though. Then there's the expensive option, which is a split unit air conditioner. This requires an additional outer unit and additional piping outside your home. But if you want to cool multiple rooms, the outside wall of your home becomes kind of a spaghetti of piping. And that's what you don't want. And just like with the mobile air conditioner, it's also not sustainable because you're just dissipating the heat outside, throwing it away, while it's still useful energy. And then there's a third option. Some people claim that you can effectively cool with a regular heat pump. And this is technically true. But in practice, it's almost never useful. And there's one simple reason for this. It's called condensation. Condensation occurs when you have something that's very cold and you take it into a warm room. Then it gets wet, like when you take a can of Coca-Cola out of the fridge. And the same goes for a heat pump. If you would use your heat pump to generate cold water and run it through the piping system of your home, the pipes and the radiators get soaking wet. But if you run less cold water through this heating system, yeah, you're not cooling anymore. It doesn't work. So we think that cooling with your heat pump in that way doesn't make sense. And this is also the reason why Quatt Hybrid never supported this feature. We have, though, been working on the solutions to enable proper cooling with your heat pump. And that is Chill. So I'm proud to show you also the production version of Quatt Chill. So this is our little baby. And like I said, it's the production version. So with Chill, you can just plug it into any radiator and start cooling. It's a patented system. It uses the existing piping in your home to connect to the heat pump outside. But condensation is happening within Chill. So you don't have any worries about wet radiators or piping. The cooling capacity is similar to that of an airco, so it's about 2 kilowatts for cooling and heating. And that's more than sufficient for rooms up to 40 square meters. It can cool 6 rooms simultaneously. That's more than most split-unit aircos can do. But the coolest thing is that the heat that you remove with your Chill, from your home office, for example, you can use that heat to store it in the heat battery of all electric. And that heat you can then use for a shower the next morning. And with this, we effectively enable sustainable cooling because you're using the heat that you remove. So besides cooling, Chill can also allow you to heat up a room very fast, which can be handy if you are, well, for short periods of time in a certain room, your home office or any other room, I don't know. It's quite handy. And with the Quatt app, you can even control your Chill remotely. Check and set the temperature per room and adjust settings like the airflow. And all of this is available from €1,099 per unit. And the first Chills will be installed this summer. Over 4,000 units have already been reserved, so the installations for this year are sold out. If you order it today, you will get yours early next year. With Chill, we have not just created a new type of airco. We have defined what cooling looks like in the future of home energy. And with that, we set the new standard for sustainable cooling. So, there's one more empty spot at the stage. What will it be? I promised you 6 new products, and so far we only talked about 5. So the one thing that is missing is the heat pump. Our first product, that we kept improving over time. Today, we are announcing a brand new heat pump. Before showing it to you on stage, let's first look at our journey here. So we thought about, of course, what makes a good heat pump? Well, first, you want sufficient heating power, especially at colder temperatures. That's when you want heat. But powerful heat pumps today, they come at a price. They're huge, they're heavy, and that makes them very costly to install. And honestly, who wants a big unit in their backyard anyways? We think it's important that your heat pump blends in nicely with your home. But really, really stylish heat pumps are hard to find. Some might look good in the brochure, but in reality, they don't blend in nicely with your home. And lastly, for many people, this is understandably a very important thing. It should be a great investment. So our first product, Quatt Hybrid, already scored well on these three elements. But we kept looking for ways to further improve our heat pump. So today, you're going to see a heat pump that has been carefully engineered and designed to meet all of the things I just mentioned. Let's start with power. Our new heat pump delivers 7 kilowatt at 7 degrees Celsius. That's almost 20% more than our previous heat pump. And that might sound like a great improvement, but it's not all. So most heat pumps drop tremendously in power when it gets cold. However, that is exactly when you need the power. Therefore, we optimized our new heat pump to remain at 7 kilowatt at minus 7 degrees Celsius. And with that, it's a 76% increase compared to our previous heat pump. So with our previous heat pump, we've set a new standard for beautifully designed heat pump that blend in seamlessly with your home. And for our new heat pump, we experimented with new materials and finishes to create a beautiful, durable, and premium design. But we also wanted to keep it as compact as possible. And while it delivers up to 76% more powerful, it's only 17% bigger than our previous model. And that is a massive engineering achievement by our team. Now let's talk about one of the most important things, the return on investment. And this is determined by the efficiency of the heat pump, how much does it save, and of course the price, how much should you invest to get it and get it installed. First, let's look at efficiency. Our previous heat pump had a seasonal COP of 4.57. That's already quite high. Here's what it means. If you put 1 kilowatt of electricity into the heat pump, you get 4.57 kilowatts of heat out. And this is not measured at some fictional point. This is measured throughout the year. It's seasonal COP. So with our new heat pump, we managed to increase the seasonal COP to 4.93. That's an 8% increase compared to our previous model. And that is a lot in the world of heat pumps. And with a seasonal COP of almost 5, I can confidently say that this is probably the most efficient propane heat pump you can buy today. So the second part of return on investment was price. How much does it cost? I'm happy to announce that in line with our mission to make the home energy transition accessible to all, it's also the most affordable 7 kilowatt heat pump you can buy today. Our new hybrid is available from 3,799 euros. And that includes installation and subsidy, of course. And our Duo setup even got significantly cheaper compared to our previous model. It's available for 4,499 euros. So, you basically get the best heat pump by a landslide for the lowest price. And combining this with great efficiency and the great power that I just mentioned, you will earn back this heat pump in only 3 to 6 years. A great investment? I certainly think so. So you want to see what it looks like? Meet our new heat pump. So I told you a lot of exciting facts about this heat pump, but the coolest thing of all is that it has a brushed steel copper finish. Who can say that about this heat pump? And I didn't even mention all the new features of this heat pump yet. Of course, it can be used in both hybrid and all-electric setup. It's made for easy installation, so no cranes or big machines are required, all for keeping it so affordable. And it can produce water of 70 degrees Celsius. And with that, this heat pump will also work in homes with older radiators and less insulation. So we can help even more people transition to sustainable heating. It's also future-proof with R290, better known as propane, as the refrigerant. And the best thing is, you can get it as of today. We're starting installations right away. So, I promised you we would introduce 6 new products today, and we did. But the way we see it, it's basically just one product. It's the home energy system of the future. In the future, all these 6 products will work together seamlessly, orchestrated by Energy OS, delivering you a comfortable home while maximizing your savings and enabling a sustainable grid. And to show you what this could look like in the future, let me take you through a day with Energy OS in charge. So let's assume it's a spring day, like today. It's cold during the night, and hopefully sunny during the day. During nighttime, when you are asleep, most other people are also asleep. So there's not a lot of energy being consumed. And this leads to low energy prices. So Energy OS will use this to your advantage. It already preheats your home and charges your heat battery so there's sufficient hot water available for your morning shower. And then the morning comes. The entire country is waking up and turns on their coffee machines, their heat pumps, and all the other electric devices that they have. So energy prices go up. You're getting ready for work, but you are not hit by the high energy prices because your coffee is brewed using the home battery. Your shower uses warm water that was stored in the heat battery, which was already charged during the night. And your home is also already warm because it preheated during the night. And to keep it comfortable, you're also using heat from the heat battery. Then, during midday, the sun starts shining. Your solar panels start producing a lot of energy, free energy. And Energy OS stores this energy into your home battery for later use. At the same time, your home office is getting warm. It's in the attic. The sun is shining on it, getting really warm. So let's cool it using free solar energy and chill. And of course, you're not throwing away the energy that chill is removing from the attic. You're storing it in the heat battery so you can take a nice hot shower from it later. And then the evening falls. You and most other people start to cook their meals. And that takes a lot of electricity. So this causes a slight imbalance on the grid. And what normally would happen is the grid operator would turn on a gas power plant to restore the balance and make sure you can power your stove. Instead, you will help stabilizing the grid by activating your battery. At the same time, Energy OS tones down your chill a little bit, and both of these things help stabilize the grid so the gas power plant can remain off. And then the night falls. You're going to check in your Quatt app to see what happened. With zero effort and without compromising on comfort, you enabled a sustainable grid, and you got paid for doing so. And this is just one day. Quatt Energy OS will help you make smart decisions about your energy every second of the day, 365 days per year. It delivers you sustainable and affordable energy, always, without any effort. This is the future of home energy. Thank you for being part of our journey.